Welcome back to Movie Roll Call, episode 10. It's been more than 10 weeks because I took, I think, 2 weeks off. So it's been like 12 weeks of doing this. And again, thanks for joining. Today's roll call lineup, we're going to be talking about The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. We're going to be talking about Roofman, starring Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. And then Connor is going to be joining me, and we're going to talk about the new Tron Ares film. So today's really just going to be about these recent films, if I'd recommend them, if I think they are worth watching, and if you should check them out in the theater or wait for them to arrive to streaming. So we'll run through the differences there, and whether I like the films or not, because they're all very different movies. So I can at least appreciate one of them's a sequel, but the originality in terms of different different story structures, different genres. It's been fun to watch these different films over the past weekend. So yeah, let's dive into it. Starting with The Smashing Machine, again, this stars Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. And the synopsis for this film is Mark Kerr, an early pioneer for the UFC fighting sport, as someone who doesn't know a lot about UFC or fighting really in general. This movie had the job of gaining my interest. There's often films where I don't enjoy the subject matter at all, and the movie, by the way it's filmed, can pull me in quickly. Notable examples of this recently have been F1, Top Gun Maverick, Iron Claw. All of these are subjects that I don't really care about. Fighting, whether it's boxing or UFC, planes, cars, Formula One. None of these things that I'm knowledgeable about or that interested in, but the way these movies are shot, filmed, the cinematography, the acting, it pulls you in. And so that's kind of the biggest thing I was anticipating from The Smashing Machine, is whether or not it can do that for me. This movie has had quite a little bit of hype around it because Dwayne Johnson, people are saying, this is a career best. It's different for him. It's not a blockbuster action movie. He's finally going to be, taken seriously, etc. And that is of note. I mean, if I look at the statistics of movies I've watched in life, Dwayne Johnson is at the top of that list. This man has been in so many movies that we don't even realize it because they're all kind of, sometimes corny action flicks. He's been in a lot of films. So there was a lot of hype resting on, is this a make it or break it performance for Dwayne Johnson? And just some of the online chatter around that. Because it was getting some good award buzz and had a good premiere at some of the recent festivals. Unfortunately, I did not love The Smashing Machine. If you're not a fan of UFC fighting or fighting in general, it's not one that I would recommend seeing in theaters. Granted, I saw it in the morning, but there was nobody in my theater. I don't think it's performing very well, unfortunately, because there are some good elements to it. But again, I think I'd wait for this one on streaming. Not worth seeing in theaters, in my opinion. Unlike normal biopics, which I think that the filmmakers were really resting on that keyword, unlike other biopics, they were trying to set it apart in a different way. There is sometimes a formula to biopics where you're watching a journey of someone's life, and a key element of that is typically always the romantic relationship within that person's life and how it relates to their career, whether they're a musician or an athlete. This film is interesting in the regard that we're dropped in to the thick of Mark Kerr's problems. So instead of seeing, the rise to fame, the toils of what it takes to, gain fame and gain notoriety in a career, we're dropped into him kind of at his best in a way. And he's already in the thick of a relationship with Emily Blunt's character, who plays Dawn. So we're dropped into the thick of the problems between Mark and Dawn and their relationship, but we're not being given much information. It's kind of like a mystery that we have to figure out ourselves. My issue with this is that it doesn't mix well with the fighting, in my opinion. It doesn't make the narrative more interesting while they, clearly seek to be a little bit different. But having that lack of context for most of the movie doesn't, make it more interesting, doesn't draw me in. And that was another issue I had with the film is, the first 20 minutes. It's just not, it wasn't magical to me. It wasn't pulling me in. And I just kind of couldn't connect to the material. Which again, if you like UFC, maybe you had a better time. But in terms of a general audience member, that's where I'm coming at it with this frame of not necessarily recommending it because it just didn't pull me in. In terms of performances, Emily Blunt is like a chameleon. She, in a way, represents what acting should be to me. Her physicality, even for such normal people, like Emily Blunt is not always dressing up like a crazy witch or this or that, but she's donning these personas of normal people. But even coming down to like her nails in this film and the way she's using her hands, she is transforming herself. And again, epitome of what I think an actor should be. I think she's great in this. Um, Dwayne Johnson, he's really good in this as well. I'm not overly impressed. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking performance, especially with another one of the films that we're talking about today. I'll kind of compare the two. I don't think it's, maybe it's a career best, but I think the bar is unfortunately a little bit low. Um, so yeah, all of that said, I don't necessarily recommend this film. There's good elements here. It doesn't quite stick the landing for me. And I did want to talk about the symbolism in the film is very overt in the sense that sometimes things are literally happening to Mark and Dawn's characters that are meant to reflect the status of their relationship. And it just felt a little on the nose for me in my review, my written review. I simply put that this film is trying a bit too hard. It's trying to be something that it doesn't have to be, and the like hunger and desire for it to be this art house film is so present and baked into the narrative that it just kind of turned me off a little bit. But switching gears, and I want to talk about Roofman, starring Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, and then there's a few other side characters, but these are truly the two. Peter Dinklage is also in it, but these two characters are why this movie works. The film is about Jeffrey Manchester, who I believe it takes place in the 90s. In the 90s, makes the decision to, after getting out of the military, he makes the poor decision to rob a McDonald's by breaking in through the roof. This sets off a chain of events where, fueled by the desire to provide and gift things to people, and there's an emphasis on this in the movie, I'd boil the themes down to belongingness, family, and choices. The decisions you make, they have an impact. So it follows Jeffrey Manchester after he's making that decision. He goes to prison, and then he actually breaks out of prison and holes up in a Toys R Us. He sleeps the whole day, and then he kind of lives his life in the Toys R Us. And I know the premise of that sounds kind of silly, but it is a true story. It did happen. Obviously, some things in the film are probably overemphasized or inflated a bit, but the premise of the movie did actually happen. And while he's living in the Toys R Us, he, at some point in the narrative, meets a woman named Lee. They begin a relationship, obviously under false pretenses, and the rest of the movie plays out, so I won't spoil that. But I do want to harp on the fact that this is kind of a surprise movie for me this year. It is funny. It has a lot of heart. Um, I've seen a lot of people saying they're crying at the end. I did shed a tear. It's just a really like cozy movie, and I know that sounds weird, but it has this like grain effect to it that makes it feel like a holiday film. There's a lot of holiday elements to it. It just feels like a little warm and fuzzy, which is so backwards considering what the plot is about. And so it's one of those films, where the main character is clearly making like annoying decisions that you're just like grinding your teeth and you're waiting for the explosion to happen because he's obviously lying. He's operating under false pretenses, and you know that somewhere down the line in this film, there's going to be a huge explosion. So that tension is there. But what I was so in awe by is Channing Tatum's performance and Kirsten Dunst is. I don't even know how you say her name like that in a possessive way. Um, their chemistry is so good, even though he's lying about who he is. But you can see the character's motivation that if he boils a moment down to just this, just what's in front of me, there's an innocence to it, and that comes through in the movie and the script and Channing Tatum's performance, whom, by the way, he's had some dramatic roles, whether it's The Vow or um, in Blink Twice recently. Like, Channing Tatum has shown that he has some range for sure in the past few years, but the maturity, the like eloquence that he approaches this role specifically, I thought was astonishing, and he definitely deserves flowers. Honestly, Kirsten Dunst and Channing Tatum together is a pairing that I never would have thought of, but I love it in this film. So it boils down to those moments where they really communicate this theme well, where Jeffrey as a character is convincing himself that even in these small moments where he's lying, that maybe he is a good guy in his relationship with Jess Lee, even though it operates on a lie. Like the lie is there, that's what starts it, but him in individual moments, like he's still sort of present, it's still kind of him. And I think the conclusion of the film, you know, understands that. And there's just so much heart injected into this script. I thought it was really funny. I would definitely recommend this one. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Maybe that's inflated, but it's caught me off guard how good this film was um, for the main actors. Um, yeah, just I would highly recommend go see this one in theaters. I think I underestimated the pool that Channing Tatum has as an actor too, because I saw it either Friday or Saturday night. Every seat was packed. It was a smaller theater. It was like a medium sized theater. Every single seat that was filled, so that was fun. Um, yeah, I can't say it enough. I would recommend that you go watch Roofman.
Hmm.
Yay! Well, how's it been in the week that I haven't seen you since I did see you?
Work's been busy, but
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
than
You
that,
were, you were slow to respond, texting me back.
sorry.
I don't even remember what I was texting you about.
Yeah, work has been yeah,
Beast.
yeah, it's been a lot.
Um,
Oh, I lost you.
better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, okay. I read a few chapters of Dark Age last night,
Oh yeah.
trying to get back into it. And you're definitely right. The writing takes
It's like a big step. It's
dialed
never
in.
like it's not like I'm rereading. I just finished Crescent City that Michaela got me to read. And I was like, I want a book that I wanted to just read like Red Rising is my comfort series.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
comfort
a lot of
is
uncomfortable things are
oh yeah,
happening.
comfort is not Right, maybe it is. I don't know. But
Yeah.
so I was like, I'm gonna try. And the guy who narrates the audiobook, it's really easy for me to listen to audiobooks at work because I drive a lot and I'm in the office and I can just kind of listen and go. I love his narration. So I've been listening to it again. Because I haven't listened to the first three. I only read the first three in person or like
Yeah.
actually physical copy.
Right.
And so I was listening to it and listening through Red Rising, like the first book, and compared to even like Golden Sun, there's a big step from like young adult to like, okay, this is a little more mature, kind of.
Yeah.
But Dark, I don't know, like or Iron Gold, kind of. It starts, you start thinking like, okay, this is a little, but it's like a different transition because you go from just single first person to multi POVs.
Yeah. And I just got to where Lysander has arrived on Mercury with Atalantia.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm saying that right either.
yeah, Atalantia.
But the
Also, can we talk
dialogue
about?
between all of these characters, all these golds coming
Oh,
together, and the way they're speaking, I'm like, this is going to be
have
a
you
great monologue.
have you met Ajax?
Yeah, wild. I don't,
Wait,
there's just a
oh,
clarity to how it was written where I was like, I'm tracking with every single
like
thing that's being
there's a
said right
lot of
now.
going on in each POV. Like everyone's at different places for the most part.
Yeah.
Except now Lysander and Darrow are getting they're starting to
Well,
get real close to each other.
I'm a few chapters in and it's only been their POVs so far. So I haven't
I
even
think
dropped in on other people yet.
yeah, you get to Mustang and Lyria again. But oh, what'd you think of Apollonius, the
Nuts.
Minotaur?
Yeah, he's kind of like he kind of almost reminded me of Loki, like very
Yeah,
showbiz,
chaotic,
just
chaotic energy.
flaunting. Yeah, super
I love
chaotic.
how he has like a massive crush on Darrow, but not in like a way that like not like how Cassius is at the beginning of Red Rising, or how Cassius talks about Darrow with Lysander in Iron Gold, but it's like a like I want to be the one to kill this guy,
Yeah,
and like
the
our
respect.
fight is gonna be one of the most great, like one of the greatest things ever.
Yeah, but they kind of respect each other in a way.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. I'll keep checking in. But yeah, Tron,
Tron Ares.
which I don't know anything about how you feel because you didn't log it and I haven't seen the review from you. But I
I put
did
it
see
in.
you like my
I
TikTok,
did like yours. Yeah, I did like your
which
TikTok.
my TikTok isn't even indicative of how I feel because honestly, Jared Leto is like he's so nothing, like he's so neutral in the film that it's kind of even hard to have a gripe against him. I don't think he's the worst sin in that movie. But
I think
what
there's so much.
what are your overall feelings?
Okay, so I went and saw it with Hunter.
Yeah. Who gave it a positive
He gave it
score?
3.5.
Yeah.
He liked it more than I did.
Okay.
I gave it 3. I think the visuals and I think we'll start with the soundtrack because I think that is Tron Legacy's greatest like achievement
Right.
is they made this movie and then gave it to Daft Punk and said score this movie.
Yeah.
And I think Daft Tron Legacy soundtrack is like one of the greatest original soundtracks of the last it's like since the last 20 years, 25 years. Like it's so unique. Like there's I oh the the games, the light cycle fight, the end of line club music with Daft Punk actually in the club.
Yeah.
Clues signature soundtrack from the end of the movie when the light planes are fighting and Tron or Rinsler switches back to Tron. That is my favorite song on the soundtrack. Nine Inch Nails, I think, does a good job for the movie. Like it fits the vibes very well. Do I think it's as good as Tron Legacy? Not even close. Do I think it's still a good soundtrack? Yeah.
Do you feel like it was, and I would maybe need to rewatch Legacy to see if it was as abundant as it is in Tron Ares, but do you think it was like overdone? It felt
I
like every single scene was just like, "Unts, unts, unts, unts."
Yeah, like it's very much in your face. Like Tron Legacy, like who is it? It like tickles your brain in a way because you're in this like really
You're in the
unique
grid for
looking.
like the
You're in
whole
the
movie
grid.
too.
You're in the grid for 90% of the movie,
Yeah.
and you have that like otherworldly digital sound to it, which it fits. And it's not like super bass heavy. Percussion maybe it's not as heavy on. Like it's more synthy and electronic.
Yeah.
Whereas Nine Inch Nails is very in your face, I feel like.
Yeah.
I saw it in IMAX.
Same. And it was kind of a
It
lot
was
at
it was a
times.
lot. Also, can we talk about within the first 15 minutes the amount of camera tilting while zooming they use? I thought I was gonna get motion sickness because
Uh,
it's like tilting while pulling in or out like constantly for the first 15 minutes.
I didn't necessarily think about it, but I can see it even in the trailer when they're zooming in on the software.
Like Tron, like Michaela was even like she was like I thought I was gonna get motion sickness. I was like, it is an IMAX movie, so like it feels
Yeah.
different. But like that was like I was like, yeah, I kind of agree. There was a lot right there, a lot of camera movement going on.
Doesn't help that the film moves very fast in the whole first act, like the first
Yeah.
30 minutes almost feels like it could have been the climax of a movie, and then you jump into like a middle part, and then you have like another climax. So the pacing was kind of,
It was a little funky,
yeah,
but my my biggest complaint, or I have a couple like major frustrations with it, is we spent Tron. It kind of really shit on Legacy, Tron Legacy, because we spent that whole movie and Kevin Flynn sacrificed himself so that Clue could not come into the real world. And yet, if they came into the real world, it'd only be for 29 minutes,
yeah.
apparently.
No, I was gonna bring that up because I
Because,
saw,
like,
yeah,
that's like, I think Disney really misunderstood why people wanted a new Tron movie. And I don't think, like, don't get me wrong, the 80s was 87 Tron, like the original Tron, was like revolutionary and did a lot of really cool things. But the people who wanted the Tron sequel was because of Legacy,
yeah, you wanted the
not because.
grid.
And we spent about 25 minutes in the original grid.
Does does where Ares is at in the movie count as the grid?
He sends him into the original grid. That's the OG when he gets
Oh,
sent
the OG grid. I
the
thought you were
OG grid.
saying,
No, no, no. That's like the Dillinger grid or whatever.
yeah, so we don't even, so really we don't touch the legacy grid at all.
No, and Sam gets mentioned in passing, and they're talking about like artificial, like they're talking about becoming like stable in the real world. Cora did it apparently.
That's what I also was going to bring up. And I, someone was going on and on about how this movie's not as bad as people think it is. And I was like, well, can you answer me this? Like, why is Cora unaffected? And this guy went on a ramble about like, because she's an IO, it was Flynn's like great, self-adapting thing. She's fine in the real world. But then doesn't, that's
That
still kind
would
of,
wouldn't she be the answer then to how they could
yeah, why are they not tracking her down?
exactly? Why aren't they
Yeah,
asking Sam for help?
it felt weird that they dangled, the two people that we'd want to see
Yeah.
in the movie. And it makes it weird because I'm like, I like kind of half of what's happening in Ares and the other half I don't like.
And
So
they
then
could have used the movie to make a statement on artificial intelligence because we're in like a golden age of technology right now in terms of like AI and all that stuff. You could have made a statement about that.
I don't think I don't think a lot of studios are understanding that moviegoers, particularly big time movie fans, are so critical against AI. And I don't think major studios understand that
Yeah, I don't either. I don't really understand either.
because that, yeah, like that's a good point, is that's one of the main focuses of the film. And they don't say anything interesting about it. And then the other half of the story is about a program becoming human, which is again reminiscent of Legacy, which handles it better with more nuance, with more emotional impact because I felt nothing for Ares.
No, I
Besides the fact that he's kind of cool.
yeah, I mean that's about it. And can we talk? Was it Cameron Monaghan?
Who
Is
I
in
just keep
his
thinking
name
about
is
it.
in the title, like the title is the opening sequence, the opening credits. His
And
name shows up, and
what
he's
what a better candidate to be Ares himself with
uh,
better acting
mhm.
chops.
Hunter and
Uh,
I were talking. We're like, you could pick a great different, many different people to put in Jared Leto's role as Ares, and it just without them even changing the script or the writing, it would just become better because their deliveries are better.
yeah,
Hunter said Ryan Gosling, which I mean, he's got range, but like, I was talking about like one of my coworkers. I brought it up to one of my coworkers, and they're like, "Oh, I love Jared Leto." I was like, "What's the last thing you watched Jared Leto?" And they're like, "Oh, um, what is it? Uh,
Dallas Buyers Club or
no, not Dallas Buyers Club.
Suicide
The other,
Squad,
no, it was further back in the
Morbius,
net. No, further back, further back. Why am
Fight
I blanking?
Club.
Why am I blanking on the name? The movie. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie.
It's not Fight Club.
Oh, Requiem for a Dream. That was the last thing they watched with him in
Um,
it, which is from 2000. That was 25 years ago.
yeah,
I was like, I mean, it was like he was good in Dallas Buyers Club. He was a good secondary antagonist in Blade Runner 2049. But like again, he's kind of just emotionless in that. But like it worked for the setting.
yeah.
Morbius, Suicide Squad. What else has he been in anything other than those in the last 10 years? No, that's it. Suicide Squad was almost 10 years ago too.
I don't even know what this man does then when he's not working.
He was in House of Gucci. The
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, he's just
There's some other projects I haven't seen from him, but
for a story about like someone discovering humanity, it's just kind of a flat line in that sense. But more disappointing because I kind of expected that from Jared Leto, but I just felt like Greta Lee was not in her element at all. Like I just felt like she was stepping onto scenes and something was happening in the atmosphere and she was just like a lot. And granted, my only impressions of her are from Past Lives and The Morning Show, but she's coming off of like a award show journey with Past Lives,
yeah.
and this just felt weird.
What else is she in? That I feel like I saw her in something else recently other than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are the only two things I've seen her
Mm,
in.
that might be. I mean, yeah.
What did you think about Evan Peters?
I like Devin Peters. I think he did a good I think he did a good job with with what he had.
Yeah, and teasing him for more. Because I thought him
Oh, it's not getting a sequel. It's not getting another movie. There's no way. It made like 14 million at the box office.
bad. But now we're heading into a wave. I'm seeing a lot of reactions from people being like, this movie's actually good. And I'm like,
Okay, that's a I
I'm also
wanted it to,
seeing
I
the
wanted
online
it to be
chatter
so
is
good.
like, if you didn't like this movie, then you just hate fun and you're not understanding something. And it's like, come on, you can critique something, you can say the plot is not tight in that movie.
No. No, it's not.
It's rough.
You want
And
to talk about fun? Go watch Legacy.
yeah,
Legacy is so much fun.
yeah,
Like, yeah, the writing might be a little wonky and not like the best of time, but like the overarching, like the whole, like the premise and story of that movie. Like you have your like your good versus evil, or your creator and created, the created trying to fulfill what he was told to do, even though it's a flawed, like he had a flawed job to do, and like, and they give it my they don't give. I feel like Kevin Flynn does not, even when you see him in the OG grid, he doesn't get the reverence Like in Tron Legacy, every time he shows up on screen, it's like a god walking on a screen. Like when he walks into the club for the first time, the whole thing, like he shuts down the whole grid, everyone goes silent. And then Daft Punk's soundtrack picks up.
Do you think they should have kept him out of the marketing or just the
Well,
original great scene in
I know they were
Ares?
going to. They were going to keep him out of marketing and that Jeff Bridges spoiled it. And so they just ran with it.
Oh,
Yeah, Jeff Bridges spoiled that he was in the movie. So they were like, well, shit, now we should probably just use him in the
that's
marketing
it.
now.
That's
Which
ridiculous.
is pretty on brand for Jeff Bridges. I feel like the dude's just kind of goofy now with it.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there, so he's
Yeah.
probably just having a good time with what he's doing, maybe.
Yeah.
No, I was genuinely surprised to see that the film kind of takes place over the course of I don't even know how long it is, a day, less than a day, and
You
just
don't I
it
yeah.
moved so quickly.
And like Athena was badass,
10 out of 10.
but also
9 out of 10.
as, as for a secondary antagonist, just a clone of Ares basically, but
More focused on
more
the
focused. Yeah,
directive.
more with more drive in them.
Yeah. And yeah, again, going back, it felt like they could have honed in on more. I wish they had stretched out the Dillinger grid longer.
Yeah.
And because the first 30 minutes I was pretty locked in, and I liked the concept of two competing companies like using
They're
the
great.
grid to like infiltrate each other, and the
Yeah, that was a
action
cool
sequences were
concept.
cool. Right.
It was a really cool concept. The action sequences were great. I think that is like visually, the CG looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I mean, I expected nothing less considering how well Tron Legacy holds up if you ignore Uncanny Valley Jeff Bridges, which it was 2010. It was pretty good for 2010.
Yeah.
But still, the CG in Tron Ares is fantastic. The action sequences are very good.
Yeah.
The chase sequence with Jared Leto and Greta Lee on the light boat, the light jet ski with the things the like drones chasing him, that was cool.
Yeah, my only criticism with that scene is the end of it is so chaotic.
Oh yeah,
And
there's a lot
I don't
going
know if it
on.
was just because it was IMAX, but it was so disorienting the way that they chose
Yeah.
to do that. But yeah, I wish they had stretched the Dillinger, like put Greta Lee in because I thought that was cool the way they sucked her in.
Yeah, that was cool. Having pulling a program into the grid or user into the grid. And you
Because
could have
yeah,
yeah.
Ares's flip is just so
Feels very
Cameron Monaghan's deprogramming, which that's another thing about it, is this isn't even a character who can like physically die. They were just like, yeah, he's deleted. It's
yep.
like,
He's
why did you bring him on? He was probably so excited.
he's not getting reinitialized. He's not getting rebuilt. Just derezzed out.
Dumb. But yeah,
Uh,
if they had stretched that whole sequence and focused more on like the two companies fighting at the beginning, and then, almost cut out the middle portion of the movie where they're in the real world, stretch out the Dillinger sequence, and then have Athena attack.
yeah. Uh, I don't know if I expected more if I expected it to be good when I heard Jared Leto was getting on, it's coming onto that
Yeah.
project.
What do you think about I equate the end scene where he's like on the motorcycle. It almost felt like we were stepping back into Morbius, but more so like Venom. Like Jared Leto with his frosted tipped hair, the blonde ends, the ombre, and then the just in Mexico driving away. I was like, this is
I think it
too.
was India.
I wasn't.
I think it was India.
I can't remember. One of the two. And it just felt like a loss of quality there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. My biggest gripe was definitely the freaking program, the whole if programs did come to the real world, no, 29 minutes is all I get. What a weird in time to pick.
And
Also,
they really beat that over your head. The
it
amount
really
of times
did.
that people are regenerated and like the concept.
And the timers that show up on the in the bay, like in the building bay or whatever the
Pause. I'm getting um yeah, because even that they really established in the movie the whole 29-minute thing. And
they beat
they're
you over the head with it for the next hour and a half.
I was thinking about how interesting it would have been if there was a sequence where Greta Lee's in the warehouse where they're generating things, and if there was like a last ditch effort and like in the final act of the movie, they're clearly being beaten, the bad guys, the Dillinger side, and like as a last ditch effort, they lock Greta Lee in the warehouse. Someone spawns and she has to survive for just 29 minutes. But I get that that's
That
also like
that
low
would
stakes.
be hilarious to watch. Just
Yeah.
her trying to dodge like Athena or one of the other programs.
Yeah. But then again, these are also super soldiers, and she was dodging them a little
Too easy.
efficiently.
In the Flynn, like in the NCOM headquarters, when Athena's like walking menacingly toward them and she's crawling under the arcade games and she's just instead of going around them, just flipping them one by one over. I'm like, really?
A great super soldier.
A great, so intelligent.
Yeah. That scene though in the tower felt like the scene in X-Men 97. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
When they're fighting in a skyscraper, and I don't know if it's like one of the first initial zombie robot people. They fight in the tower. This was
Oh,
like the front facing glass, like that just felt very superhero to me, and I did
yeah.
like that. But yeah, I mean the action, I can't dog on the action really. Like it did look good.
It was choreographed like really good,
I've seen
I
the
think.
letterbox reviews that are like it's just a really pretty turd.
Yeah, I saw a tweet someone said Tron Ares negative reviews. The story sucks ass, but at least it looks good.
Yeah,
The good reviews. This movie looks fantastic. Too bad the story's not great.
yeah, it's a
It's like
shame.
it is a shame, and it's like now Tron's gonna get put on a Disney shelf because they didn't have a good writer or director or lead. Like who directed that movie?
It's the same guy who has done a few legacy sequels.
Is it Joaquin Ronning? Is that what his name is? Oh, this guy. He did he did Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tells No Tales.
And the second Maleficent movie.
What is with giving this guy sequels? Like seriously?
Sequels that have definitely already underperformed.
Yeah. Like who's like, this guy made that one sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean that didn't do great or was not very good. Let's give him a sequel to another Disney franchise.
And yeah, a common thread between Dead Men Tell No Tales and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil is that they do look good. They're fine in that regard. And then it's the story that really is the problem.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know if they share similar writers though.
Uh,
Yeah, I started at 2.5 and then I bumped it up to 3 just because I
It's
don't,
like, I mean, like it
I
is a
don't,
fun watch. Like if
yeah,
you're like if I put it on at home and just like watched and like had it on, I
yeah.
would definitely watch it again just for the visuals and the soundtrack together, not in IMAX, so I'm not getting beat over the head with Nine Inch Nails soundtrack.
What do you think about like big time reviewers saying it's like soul sucking? It's like anti-filmmaking. Maybe they're not saying that, but I have seen several like 1 star, half star that are
I've
just,
seen some of that it's like it's soulless type of thing. And I do think it's missing a little bit of a soul. Like it is missing some of that heart that the first two movies had.
yeah.
and some other movies recently that have had some heart. But I don't know. There would like I feel like the stakes weren't set up very well either, though. Like at all. Like
I mean, with the 29-minute thing, every time there are stakes, you're still like, all right,
you're
if you
like, all
just if
right,
you last another minute, you're fine.
you're fine.
And they'll just do it over again, but they have to spend how long does each like Athena, the several times that she comes back, how many minutes do they waste just traveling to the city? It's like,
Exactly.
all right, I
It's
have
gotta be
15 minutes left.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
interesting concepts across the board that were just like not.
if they just tried to go off of like a pure sequel, like I feel like there's so many other things that they could have pulled from Legacy to continue on, whether that's I don't know, Sam having to go back into the grid to get to save something, or Dillinger trying to infiltrate into the grid to get Clue, and then trying to stop the or try to get that Clue. Clue's gone. I don't know. I wanted the Tron movie to be in the grid more, not the real world. It's just
Is
the,
Clue
the,
gone or is Clue trapped in the grid?
no, he's gone when he because
Oh,
at
it
the end
explodes.
he Kevin um
Yeah.
combines back with Clue,
So,
reabsorbs Clue, and then they
did the grid get destroyed in Tron
I
Legacy?
don't think so because it looks like the bomb just goes out a little bit and destroys the big ship with all the programs that Clue's bringing to the portal, and then
Yeah.
it we don't see the grid again. I mean, it could be the grid could have been destroyed again, but
Hmm.
or it could be Sam trying to build a new grid with Cora, like continuing his father's legacy
Right.
type of thing, and then Dillinger infiltrating it. If you want to use the Dillinger line, like
Hindsight's 2020.
even if you wanted to use Greta Lee, have her be Sam's like apprentice, like he's like training her to take over the company. They're building this new grid. Dillinger comes into the this new grid that they're building together. Sam dies. Right there, boom, and then you have Greta trying to either try to get revenge with Cora or anything like that, or have her try to save the
Yeah.
grid that Sam was building. Like you can even bring them back just to sacrifice Sam.
Because the sister arc gets a little lost
Yeah, it
and
kind of just like I didn't
doesn't
care, which
count.
I don't know, it sounds shitty because
No, I mean, a movie has to make you,
it didn't make me care very much.
yeah. And I think that's the missed. The first 30 minutes, they don't give me a reason to care about Ares specifically. So by the time he flips, you're just like, okay.
Hmm. I
But
don't know.
somehow him and um is her name Kim or Eve?
Eve, I think.
Eve Kim, yeah.
Eve can.
Him and Eve just kind of develop a connection and we go from there. But it's like I didn't feel the legwork to get
No,
myself
I feel
there.
like she becomes okay with him a little too fast too. Like she just kind of accepts that.
I mean, she is he kind of gives her a very fast ultimatum, you are either dead or you come with me right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
But she should be a little bit more hostile to the fact that he is kind of holding her captive
Yeah.
and making sure that he gets regenerated. So yeah, there was a weird element there where it could have turned dark really fast.
Oh man. But I mean, it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, it definitely wasn't. But I mean, the first, two trailers, that was pretty hype.
Yeah, they were good trailers.
Yeah.
I think I just expected a little more to come from a sequel. Like we waited 15 years for a sequel, and it
Yeah.
wasn't even really a sequel.
No. And again, that's the weirdest thing is they start this new plot and then by the end of it they're like, here's the old stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Also, how are you gonna have a Tron movie without Tron in it?
Yep.
Tron's a character.
Oh,
Did they forget that?
that's why I was asking about the grid because yeah, they leave Tron's story open-ended.
Open-ended. Yeah, we have Rinsler turn back to Tron at the end. And we have no
Yeah.
confirmation if he's not dead or not. There's a character you could have used.
Yeah. Not spotlighting Sam, Cora, or Tron in this movie was kind of their first mistake.
They should have just gone like if they wanted this to be the way that it was, just say from the world of Tron, not
Good point.
Tron. Because like you're like, oh yeah, because like in Tron
It's less
Legacy,
connected than a Knives Out sequel.
yeah. I mean, we know pretty well, like in Tron Legacy, when we see Rinsler, after at the beginning of the movie, they show us a little Tron action figure with the three squares on his chest, like he does in the original movie. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that like could probably be Tron. Something's happened to him.
Yeah.
Something not great.
Especially because I think there's genuinely a lot of people who I don't know if this is like blasphemous, but I haven't seen the original Tron.
Oh, you haven't?
My whole POV from this world
Oh,
is
it's from Tron
Legacy because
or Legacy.
Legacy felt
Oh, so
iconic
that
to
the
me as a
OG
kid.
grid. Okay.
So Tron is a confusing character for me, which is that's my own fault.
Oh, okay. I would go watch the original Tron. It's a fun. It doesn't hold up. I mean, very great because I mean, like this. It's you're in this digital world that was made in the '80s,
Yeah.
but like Dillinger, Dillinger plays a big part in the first movie,
Yeah.
and Tron does as well. Um, but like,
But really it's like a legacy sequel.
yeah, it is a legacy sequel. It's not a legacy sequel.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I wish they had brought Tron back around.
Because
Because yeah,
oh man, Rinsler and Tron in that movie is just one of the coolest. You want to talk about aura farming in a movie? Everything Rinsler does in the first hour of Tron, the entire movie
yeah.
of Legacy, you're like,
They
that was sick as fuck.
they really should have called this Dillinger Aries. Well, all right, we'll keep it short and simple for
Yeah,
a movie that tried to be short and simple.
I never know how to send off these when I'm
I
with you.
know, me either. But I'm probably gonna talk about I watched Smashing Machine today and I watched Roofman yesterday.
How was Roofman?
Loved Roofman.
Was it fun?
Yes. And sad and just it's just good.
Really? Okay. I was expecting like, oh yeah, that was a fun watch, but nothing like too crazy.
No, I
But I
might
know
be a
it's
little
based on a true
inflated, but I gave
story.
it 4.5 stars. I really liked
Really?
it. Yes.
Hmm.
All right, buddy.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for having me on again.
Yep. Until next time.
Till next time. Talk to you later.
Bye.